Since the end of October, engagement on our Instagram profile has gone up by nearly 300%, our reach has increased by 200%, and our average likes per post have also doubled. This doesn't just go for Instagram. We've seen even bigger bumps in engagement on Facebook and in our email list as well. And it all stems from one night in October when I decided to change how we approach Instagram because what we were doing just wasn't working. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through those changes and how they've radically improved our Instagram presence as well as our overall communication with our audience. And I'm also gonna show you how you can implement similar changes to what you're doing to see the same improvements. So, let's get into it. You never really thought to care for me. 2 months ago, I am checking YouTube at the end of the day like I normally do, and I stumble across a creator named Chris Howe, who I followed a long time ago but haven't seen a lot of content from. This particular video that he had posted was about how he was able to increase his Instagram engagement with one simple trick. And that trick was actually writing on his Instagram photos using Adobe Sketch on an iPad. Here's an example of some of those photos that he was demoing at the time, and I thought this was super cool. And at the time I had been thinking about trying to increase our Instagram engagement as well. Now, the reason I was already thinking about increasing our Instagram engagement was because of an episode of one of our favorite podcasts, Perpetual Traffic, episode 193, 5 steps to organic social media or something like that, featuring Chris and Nick Harder. These are two self-help entrepreneurs who have had a lot of success on the Instagram platform, and they just sort of extolled the virtues of organic social, especially on Instagram. Normally, I'm not that confident in organic social. I think, paid ads is such a more potent, a more manual way of getting a message out to people, but they just made such a great case for having a big Instagram following.
The more significant your profile appears, the more people will actually follow you once they land on it.
And ever since that episode, I've been trying to figure out more ways to increase our Instagram presence. I also followed Chris and Nick Harder on IG, and I started noticing a trend among not only them, but a lot of other really successful Instagram profiles, which is long copy. Whether it's a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, or the absolute limit of what Instagram will allow, which is 2,200 characters, a lot of the more successful profiles on Instagram are using really well thought out long copy. Now in marketing, copy just means text. So the text in an ad, the text in an email, the text on a website, or the text in an Instagram post, and their copy is long. There's a lot of text. And I found that interesting because most social media marketers will tell you to keep your videos short, keep your copy short, don't waste people's time. People don't want to read, people don't want to watch. But I think that's just patently false. If we look at the YouTube statistics, long form video wins the day. And even in the ad category, we've always seen long form video outperform 30-second or 1-minute videos. Why wouldn't that be true for copy? Why wouldn't people want to engage with something that has more meat to it? So I started really researching this trend, looking at Gary Vee's posts, looking at a lot of successful Instagram profiles posts to diagnose their copy. And it seems like they're all following sort of traditional copywriting formulas. Grab attention with a big headline, start to get people interested by showing them that you understand where they're at, and then deliver something of value to them, and then call them to action. Now, at the same time as I was trying to figure out how to increase our Instagram engagement, I was also taking an ad challenge from our homies at Dominate Web Media, which was like a 21-day challenge, cost me about $99. And they basically teach you how to use long form video and super long copy to run an ad that you can just run perpetually. It keeps getting better and better. So I was already learning a shitload about making longer copy, really just fleshing out my ideas and all the different social triggers to hit. And I had recently done a bunch of hashtag research trying to find 30 hashtags that we could dominate. So I looked for hashtags that had a pretty high search volume, but a lower amount of posts. So, anything under 1 million, under 500,000 was a candidate to be one of the hashtags that we try to dominate. So with the drawing on Instagram photos tip, all the long copy that I had seen, some tips I picked up from that podcast episode, and then all of that hashtag research, I felt that I was equipped to actually try this out, to try a new style of posting on our Instagram. So one night I'm up late and I am thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. But I didn't have any like good looking photographs. And I think that that's one thing about the Chris Howe video is that like he's a photographer, he takes a lot of photographs and they all look really cool. And we don't really have that element to our Instagram. The cameras that I have are even more well suited to videography than they are to photography. So I dug into my archives of photos I had from back when I used to manage a recording studio, and this professional photographer who photographs many music industry stars, Arrogant Watcher, you should definitely check out his Instagram profile. He took photos around the studio. So I had one lying around of me in this like business meeting that I was in where I wasn't particularly happy to be in that business meeting. And that's because business meetings don't get things done. Implementation is slowed down dramatically when you have tons of meetings. So I thought, okay, I can write about the different things I use to be more productive with a picture like this, right? I'm in a business meeting, I'm not really enjoying myself. What are the more productive things that I could be doing? So I drew a little light bulb above my head, and then I drew 3 team, tasks, and time. That's the 3 T's. It's a heuristic that I use to take ideas from just something that someone says to something that actually gets done. It's a productivity tip, right? So I wrote out a ton of copy about that tip, why it's important, how to use it, and then I whittled it down to a little bit less than 2,200 characters so I could fit all of our hashtags in. And then I posted it. Now, the post before it, which was a video snippet of our return path video, it got 123 likes, 3 comments, 9 shares, 54 bookmarks, 81 profile visits, and 1,830 reach. And we ran a little bit of ad money on that, like 20 bucks. So all that was like the post plus $20 of ad money got that result. This first test post of this new method that I was trying out got 277 likes, 26 comments, 23 shares, 85 bookmarks, 110 profile visits, and 3,466 reach with no ad money whatsoever. Every single post that we've done since then has been in that style, and it's gotten a similarly higher result. To take it even further, I sent the exact same post, that 3 T's post, to our email list. Normally we might get like 10 or 12 responses from the average content email. This one got over 100 email responses in the first 24 hours, which is absolutely insane. So now what I do in terms of our Instagram is I think of a list of different things that I can write long copy about. Like whatever ideas I feel like I can really expand upon, I write all those ideas down in a list. And then I try to think of what photographs would marry well to those ideas or those concepts. Then I just go around the studio here, taking those photographs wherever possible. I write on them, and then I write the long copy and make sure that it's leaving enough space for me to include hashtags. But I'm maxing out the limit of Instagram in terms of copy every single post. The actual time at which I post has not mattered that much to me. The result has been pretty much the same no matter when I post. That first post, I did it like 10 at night, and it still got way higher engagement than anything else we've posted. And our Instagram engagement has skyrocketed as a result. Our reach and visibility has skyrocketed, and there's still more that we can do. So here's what I learned from this whole process. Number 1 is that long copy is king. Emails, ads, YouTube descriptions, Instagram posts, stop putting little blurbs and start actually talking to people about something. I think it will dramatically improve the engagement that you get on these assets. Number 2 is good photos really matter. I used to not think they mattered so much, but Instagram is a photo-centric platform, and the better photos that you take, the more thought you put into your photos, and even the things that you do after taking the photo, like writing on the photo and spicing it up a little bit, all that really goes a long way in the Instagram platform. And then 3, hashtags actually really matter when your content is this engaging. Hashtags are bringing in tons of new viewers, and those viewers are sticking around because we have really engaging posts. Furthermore, I think that long copy is actually helping us algorithmically. People are spending more time on each post to actually read the copy. They're clicking on it to expand it. That all results in more signals back to the algorithm that what we're posting is stuff that people like to engage with. And that's super important for your performance in terms of people who don't already follow you. Now, since this result came in, I've been just like enamored with the ability to just like change a few little things, put in a little bit of extra effort and get a lot back out of it when it comes to Instagram. So I've been trying to learn as much as I possibly can about what other people are doing to make their Instagram successful. And here's what's coming up next. Recently, I was watching a YouTube video by some graphic designers that we follow that go by the name of The Future, and they were recommending to use carousel posts. Instagram allows you to have up to 10 different images in a carousel. That's going to increase the time spent on the posts, and that's going to result in better signals back to the algorithm. My plan is to try to do as many of these carousel posts as I can manage every single week. And in addition to that, I'm going to be amping up how much I'm able to reply to comments on the Instagram platform. Because the more comments you reply to, the more signals back to the algorithm, the more engagement you get on your posts. With that said, I've been Circa for Full Stack Creative. If you like this video, please like the video. And if it helped you in any way, please consider subscribing. We drop videos like this every single week, and I would love for you to get all of the tips in those videos. And if you do, I'll see you in that next video. Peace out.